Hello, I'm Anna Napoli for the Finance News Network, and joining me now from Imugene is CEO and MD Leslie Chong. Leslie, welcome back.
Thank you.
Imugene is an immuno-oncology company that's basically developing a range of treatments for disease whereby the body's immune system attacks the disease. How is the business progressing?
So it's going great. We've got some incredible results from our first phase 1B that is completed as recent as a few months ago, and we're already in the phase 2.
And Leslie, before we talk about your drug candidates, can we talk about the science behind the B-cell peptides vaccines?
Earlier you mentioned that these immuno-oncology therapies wake up your immune system so that your immune then fights the cancer. And that's exactly what we're doing. So we wake up your B cells to create antibodies, which are essentially drugs that your body you're endogenously, naturally causing to form these antibodies, and then they go after the particular kind of cancers.
Can you tell us more about these vaccines, starting with your HER-Vaxx?
Sure. So as I said earlier, HER-Vaxx has completed a phase 1B study. We have learned a tremendous amount about our compound HER-Vaxx, which is an anti-HER2 in gastric cancer currently. And we know that it is showing some promising signs of response or efficacy, and we know that antibody production is exactly where we thought it would be, very high. And so we're moving right across into phase 2, and we're quite excited about that. But our next up product is called KEY-Vaxx, which is an anti-PD-1, program death 1, and it's all about enabling your immune system to really attack several different varieties of cancer, and we'll go into lung initially for that particular compound.
And what's the market size for these vaccines?
So lung is huge, and gastric is relatively about 1 million people a year are diagnosed with gastric cancer, and a lot more for lung cancer. But in clinical trials, what we target is a particular indication, like say gastric or lung, and then we expand into the broader categories.
So the KEY-Vaxx sounds very interesting. Can you walk us through that a bit more?
Sure. So KEY-Vaxx is an anti-PD-1. There's about 2 or 4 PD-1s or PD-L1s already in the market. They garner prices like $7, $8, $10 billion. And one of the differentiation of our product is that your B cells create the anti-PD-1 antibodies. So it then is not a monoclonal antibody whereby it's synthetically made. It has a long-lasting effect because, again, your body is creating it, and your B cells have this wonderful thing called a memory. So anytime it sees something malignant, your body keeps producing those antibodies. So it's this beautiful, long-standing. One of the things that we're quite excited about is having that longevity, so the patients don't require or acquire a resistance to the drug because your body's creating it. And the cost of goods is so, it's about the 10th of the cost of, say, an approved drug out there. And so the beauty of it is whoever partners with us, a pharmaceutical or biotech company, they have lots of flexibility. In the age of now combination, we could add that efficacy, the safety, and also the costing that is solely needed in pharmaceutical products now.
And what sort of a time frame are you looking at for the commercialization of these vaccines?
So HER-Vaxx has completed a phase 1B, and as early as at the end of this year, we will likely see some interim results from the phase 2. With KEY-Vaxx, we can anticipate that will be going into the clinic as early as at the end of the year. We had a pretty phenomenal FDA preclinical meeting with them, the FDA, US FDA, and so we're anticipating that we can put our investigator new drug package together and get that into the clinic.
Can you talk about funding behind these vaccines and also your share price over the last 12 months?
I'm really fortunate that we're fairly cashed up to see all our pipeline go across the definitive end. So I've got quite a long runway for that. And we've got supporters like Platinum Asset Management, PPM, private portfolio managers, and we've got doctors on our registry that understands the science and supports us. So I'm pretty pleased with our registry as well as the money that I have in the bank in which to carry out all my programs.
And Leslie, what are the major milestones looking forward over the next 12 months?
As early as at the end of this year, you could see HER-Vaxx interim phase 2 data. And then of course, KEY-Vaxx going into the clinic. We're quite excited about that. We'll also get some data across B-Vaxx, and that is another anti-HER2 at Ohio State University.
Leslie Chong, thank you so much for the update.
Thank you.